You know, there when we were in the heart of the pandemic, there was hardly any traffic. Everybody was home working, or it's slowly getting back to where it used to be traffic wise. Really? Yeah. Hell yeah. A lot of street racing. Huh. Yeah, I remember when it first started, I would go drive down, inside the beltway that runs around DC. I mean, it was like a ghost town. It was weird. Yeah. Well, there's nothing but government. There's government in DC, and they did, they shut down, and all the employees started working from home. You know, my wife does too. She works for the state. She can't stand it. Oh, cool. Good company. Yeah, they probably. I know a lot of those older phone companies, man. They took really good care of their employees with retirement, and I don't know if they're still like that. Yeah, I've seen some Verizon employees. They are striking quite often. So something's going on that they don't like. Mm, they probably get sick of that, man. Just leave it alone. We agreed on it, Let's just leave it alone for a while. Yeah, everybody's trying to get that extra dollar. Yeah, let's see if we can swindle a dollar out of our employees this year. Let's renegotiate their contracts. Yeah, yeah, the union, man, they don't fuck around. Yeah, they have a lot of skilled labor. The union does.
I'm technically part of the Teamsters. Yeah, I signed up for the union for
Nice.
UPS. Union at UPS is cool as fuck, man. They're laid back and shit. And he was like, man, if you got any issues with someone out there, come to me and I'll fix some shit. I was like, hell yeah, this dude's cool as fuck.
Man, UPS takes good care of their employees too. I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much they've been taking care of me.
I know when I was in high school, man, I wanted to work there, but you had to start off on the line. I wanted to drive a truck, man, because I always heard that good benefits, but you had to start at night, and I could never get on. I never could get hired.
I guess I kind of got lucky.
Are you in a truck or are you in the warehouse right now?
I could be in a truck, but right now I'm just loading because I'm still kind of.
Yeah. That's how they start a lot of people up here too. Loading.
And right now I'm smoking weed too, so they would drug test me to be a driver, and I don't want to sell that right now.
Yeah, I feel you.
Or I guess I could bring in some pee, but I'd rather just do it naturally. I'd rather just walk in there.
I know that.
Well, it's not legal here anyways, but
That's what I was wondering. I finally got my card here in Virginia, but I carry synthetic urine in my lunchbox every day. But
that shit makes me nervous. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I get.
I
get
just don't know if
like,
I could walk in there with it, under my arm or something, trying to keep it warm. That's like I feel like they would know.
yeah, I was like, man, do I got to tape this under my nuts? And then do I got to put hand warmers on it? I mean, and wear tight whiteies and shit. I was like, man, fuck that. I was just going with my pee and just, I don't know. It makes me feel better that I just did it naturally myself. And then I smoke right after that.
I was listening to a podcast the other day. I think it's like grow weed yourself or something. And they had a guy on there that was talking about how to beat a drug test. And there's this thing called Donkey Dong. And it's like an artificial penis.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and it had. Yeah,
I'd be in there like, yeah, I'm slung, huh? Yeah, my dick's black. What's up? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
That guy recommended one of them. Damn. What do you do? Just like poke a hole in it real quick? Holy shit.
Get it, and you have to bite the tip of it, and you get pee in your mouth and shit. You'd be like, you'd be like, no homo.
Are you on your YouTube channel right now? See if I can find it. Oh, it's not on it. Oh, there it is. There it is. I gotta close out of it because I'm getting the neck up. All right. I'm just glad tomorrow's Friday, man. I bet. Hell yeah. I mean, I know. I mean, that's what I'd rather be doing.
Yeah, it seemed like he was up early. I know, right? Yeah, I saw the story was talking the other day or night. He has to move or something, huh? Yeah, he has a lot of stuff he has to move. God. Wow. Yeah. It's probably clear out a bunch of stuff. Like, man, I don't need this anymore. Just throw it away. I don't feel like moving it. Sometimes moving is good, man, because it forces you to get rid of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, like I'm guilty for saving like those big plastic jars that like pretzels come in and stuff. Well, I like save those like well I'll just take the label off. It'll make a good like bin to put stuff in, and then you end up having like 50 of them that you never use. Yeah, that'd be nice. Do you want to do like a rainbird system or a drip system or something? Or man, I saw where the guy on Build-A-Soy did a video on that, just like for the drippers you can get from Home Depot. He had an electric pump on his timer or something, I think. Okay. Well, kind of makes you wish you could do the aquaponics a little bit, you know? Yeah, it looks like a lot of work up front, but once you get that thing dialed in, man, it could probably really be efficient. Just constant feed and proper moisture level. But the thing is, I could see like the problems you would have in something like that are bigger than like the problems me here in my little basement growing would be. You got pumps that go out in the middle of the night.
My bad. I had my mic fucked up for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't.
It's alright. Oh shit, I just lost Discord. Give me a second. I went down. I exited out it on accident. Go down. Discord. Hurry up. Sorry, everyone. That's what happens when stoners run shows. That's what happens when stoners run shows. Pop out. Alright, there we go. My bad. I'm so bad at this sometimes.
Dude, I don't know how you do it anyway, so don't feel bad.
I'm playing. It's all a new like little system I have. I'm running Streamlabs that I'm just getting used to learning how to play with Streamlabs.
Yeah. Huh.
It's alright. It's pretty easy, but then you could click the wrong button and things go bad real quick. It sucks that I can't go on my phone either when I'm on the show, because I would go show the apple fritter right now because it's doing really good since I uploaded it. That's something I gotta get flowering soon. Apple fritter. Oh shit! I forgot. See, I forgot I had seeds that I popped.
Yeah, I got man, I've just been struggling. It seems like in my garden lately. I started 5 Morgana seeds, and I ended up lost 2 of them. And just one of them had this weird, like, I don't know, more wrinkly leaves on it. And when I first started growing it, Steelberg said some kind of like disease or something it could be. And I just cut it. And then forget what happened to the other one, but I got 3 left. And I think 2 are going to be females and one's going to be a male. And I put them on the Discord channel. They just got awful yellowing leaves. And Steelbird said it might be, I think, potassium. So I up-potted him tonight. He said it probably would help. So.
Huh. What kind of soil are you in?
Well, I started them in Coast of Maine, the Stonington blend. But now I have them in Coots Mix. But I had my run before this grew in this in 15-gallon. The earth pots or the.
Yeah. I've never had a problem with the Stonington's blend.
It could have been something I did too, man. That's where I'm at.
It could have just been the seed stock itself too. Like it could have just been a bad seed. It looked good and everything.
Yeah.
It just, didn't have the time to properly finish.
And that's what I understand. I don't expect every freaking seed to be perfect, but but I'm kind of like, man, how do I fix this problem? Because I don't have enough experience to look at a plant. I'm really interested to see if finally getting them into these bigger pots, how that helps it.
Yeah, once I started to go into bigger pots, it was way easier. Yeah, these are got to go in soil tonight. 3 for 3. Let's see if I can show them real quick. The camera. 3 for 3, little tails. They're actually long tails. They've been in here for 72 hours. So that's what I got going. Just about to pop out. Normally I would put them in before this, but I've just been everywhere. What's up? Cheers, Michigan. Ugh. Just realized I had seeds in my drawer that I forgot about.
Got some Virginia Beach Ghani.
Who's that from, Duke?
I think the guy's affiliated with him. It's Virginia Beach Ghani by Headscreen, which I don't know much about that.
Huh. I have Shine Apple from Duke that I want to go to. I've been honestly thinking about maybe auctioning it off because I have a lot of seed stock and stuff. I don't know. Because if I pop them, I'm going to want to breed with them.
How do you recommend doing this? Like I'm getting feedback on the YouTube. I like to be able to watch the.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to have both going.
Yeah.
Just I usually just mute the whole YouTube and just leave the chat up. And just and we use the sound from Discord.
Okay.
What were you asking though?
I don't know. I forget now.
Oh yeah. What if I do pop those not Screaming Eagle, Shine Apple? I would want to breed to my Chem 91 Calio.
Yeah, you must have been saying that you said you have the head screen? Because I got something crossed with that too from this same guy. I think because he's from the same area as Duke.
Yeah, they probably know each other. Yeah, I got the Shine Apple, which is like Screaming Eagle crossed to
nice.
Virginia Beach Afghani, I think.
That. Yeah, that's what this is. They call it Ghani, but it's like short for Afghani.
Hey, I'm gonna get off here, but if y'all still on later, I'll hop on.
All right, man.
Have a good night. Shit, I've had to do a show by myself before, but we got Shen chilling with us. Cheers, everyone that's actually hanging out. Let me check how many people are hanging out with us. A couple people in the chat, a couple of viewers. Do a short show tonight. I actually was kind of tired. I wasn't even going to come on, but I figured I don't like missing things. Especially when I'm trying to be consistent with it.
This time of night for those East Coast people.
Yeah, it's like,
you know,
everyone's starting to wind down on the East Coast right now.
Yeah. Like when Fumy's on, I'm like in bed. And I'm like, man, I just wish I could stay up and watch the whole show. But
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear that way more than you think. I feel it too, though. Like sometimes we'll be going on and I'll be like, oh, I'm tired.
Oh, I don't know how you do it sometimes. Because like, I think one day I had to get up really early. And it was on when I went to sleep and it was on when I woke up. And it was like 3:30 my time on the East Coast.
Yeah, I've been trying to be better at signing off.
It's probably hard to, though, because you're enjoying it.
Especially when, like, Coot's on and shit, and they're, like, 3 hours behind us and stuff. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, get you in trouble. I've been there.
I gotta take some clones of that apple fritter.
Oh, yeah. That's the only way you can get it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, the real one. You can probably get S1s by now.
Can you get that in seed form?
I know there's been a bunch of crosses. I don't know if anyone specifically has S1s, but probably.
Yeah.
Raw Gardens got a strawberry fritter that sounds fire. Yeah, I should have bought it when I seen them.
Good as the name, and it's really good. You know?
Yeah, very true. I bought some Thug Pug seeds recently.
What is it?
The breeder Thug Pug, I guess, actually back doing seeds.
Never heard of him, but that's not saying much. I don't know many of them.
He's the one that, like, peanut butter breath.
Okay.
He's done Pure Michigan. He's done... Shit. Yeah. He's a Michigan guy. He was big for a while. He ended up... He said he was retiring, so he stopped, like, putting out seeds, but I guess he got sick and shit. But now he's putting out seeds again, and I was like, oh shit, well, maybe I should buy him before he retires again.
Is he from the East Coast?
I think he's from Michigan.
Oh, okay. I think you said that.
The other breeder I'm working with on the East Coast is this guy, Organic Man on the Mountain. He's in Maine. Does a lot of outdoor stuff. Does a lot of fucking indoor stuff. Like, his plants are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Acclimated to our area.
Oh, that's nice. Do you get really humid in the late summer up there?
I have it all summer.
Yeah, we pretty much do too, but I think the farther north you go, it gets worse. And well, maybe not. I know it gets humid as hell in Florida. But
yeah, Florida sucked.
Maybe it's the whole East Coast.
Florida,
I know it gets humid here. Yeah.
That, like, I don't know. You ever jump in the water in Florida? It feels like a bath.
I know it's not refreshing at all.
Yeah, it's like lukewarm bath water. You're floating in. You're like, ugh.
Yeah, you start looking for your shampoo because you feel like you're in the bathtub.
Or if you ever try to jump in the water from like Maine or New Hampshire, you're gonna freeze your balls off or boobs or whatever
Yeah.
you have.
Oh yeah. You got to tippy toe into the ocean that way, man.
Oh, I usually jump right in. It's like one of those like get it over with things.
Yeah. Just shock yourself for like that split second, but you're good after that.
Yeah, as soon as you get in and like under, you're fine. But like it's the
Yeah.
initial dunk in.
Oh, it hurts. In a way.
I haven't gone to the beach in forever. Everyone says it's gotten warmer.
A lot of sharks up your way too, man.
Yeah, there's been
Great
a lot
white.
of shark sightings, all up the East Coast down into the Cape.
Yeah. Like off of the shore here on the East Coast, Ocean City, Maryland, they'll see them periodically, but they're normally like way farther out. They don't come to shore a lot. I think it's the way that Massachusetts sticks out so far, into the East Coast. I think that's kind of like a natural pass through for great whites and stuff.
Oh, sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It's actually been the last couple of years. We've never really been like this shark prone.
Wasn't that where Jaws the movie was filmed, like in New York, or it was on the East Coast, right? Off Cape Cod or something?
I don't even know.
I think it was.
I'll look it up. Hold on. That was like one of the most iconic movies.
Oh yeah, I mean that movie scared the shit out of me. I didn't want to go to the beach. I was a kid when I was watching.
I went on the ride.
Like I like Shark Week on Discovery, and it comes on like for a week in the summertime. It's awesome. Discovery Channel.
Let's see. Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, I mean that's not too far from you.
No,
I mean, really.
At Edgartown, Chappie Ferry, yeah, all Martha's Vineyard.
I mean, there's been some big great white sightings off the northern East Coast.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. I don't know. You're seeing a lot of unnatural things the last couple of years. That's the way I'll put it. I think the last like 8 to 5 years, things have been are really rainy. Like last year, we didn't have a summer. I don't know if you guys did, but we didn't.
Not really. It was really mild.
24/7.
Yeah.
We're never like that. Yeah, we get rain and stuff, but usually we have a okay summer. The winters are getting cold with random snowfalls and random heat waves.
Yeah.
It's moving animals further inland. And it's like we're also destroying all natural habitats for anything because we want to build more houses because our population keeps going up.
Well, it's like the wind, like, how, in the wintertime, the wind's coming from the north down, from Alaska, and it crosses the jet stream and it hits, and it like almost flows right through where you guys are. But we get it, sometimes it'll scoot down lower. But it's like nowadays, like it's coming from, one day it'll come from the south. You'll get that southerly wind from Florida and stuff. It's weird because I heard like they're calling for another snowstorm this weekend.
I just had one. I woke up yesterday and it was snowing, and I just was like, all right.
It was like 80 degrees over Sunday here.
Yeah, we hit 60. I mean, snow was gone, and now snow is pretty much on the driveways and stuff gone again. We had today was 50 degrees.
But it's like that all winter though. But it gets, it's not like 80 degrees, but there'll be a day it'll be 19, and then it goes up to 41. I mean, that's in one day. That's a big change.
It makes growing here hard. I can tell you
Yes.
that.
I mean, I got to the point where in my basement, I just got so sick and tired of checking my humidifier. I invested in a little nicer one that helped, and I finally got a Inkbird. That saved the day.
Those Inkbirds are, I love them, man. I've had mine for 4 years.
I just hope it doesn't. I hope I get a little bit of time out of it before it stops working. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
for what it is, it was a really good price. $35.
Yeah, and
Can't beat
they
that.
have ones with Wi-Fi on it now too.
Really.
Yeah, you can check it anywhere, I guess. That's kind
Right
of like.
now, I'm just using it to help me dry. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh no, that's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's another good thing. Like I tell everyone you need a good drying area. Mine usually stays between 40 and 60%, but it's lately been dropping down because we were so cold.
Well, I don't know about you, but like last week, I started getting over the weekend when it got warm, and then I noticed a major spike in the temperature down here. You know, as it gets warmer, it just fluctuates so much in the basement
Yeah,
because I don't really have like a central.
my temperature stays kind of right between 55 and 60, but when it gets cold, like it would drop down to 54, 52.
Yeah.
I got the tent on an Inkbird and on a heating thermostat, so once I dialed that little 5x5 area in, I was like, okay, so now I can think about making a bigger room since I have somewhere that I know that's fine.
Yeah.
I want to get a drying tent. I think that's the next investment.
Yeah, I've really been focusing on getting my basement set up to where it's efficient, and then I got a lot to learn when it comes to the growing side of it, but I kind of know what I want because I want to put a slop seek in my basement. I don't really have one right now. Just have a nice area that I could mix up my my sprayers and stuff, and a sink that I could rinse everything out really well. Because right now I just have I plumbed in an outlet for a hose in my basement.
Yeah, that's
And I'm just
I have the drain pretty much already in the ground.
mm-hmm.
So all I would have to technically do is pipe it, like dig in the concrete and pipe it down to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get a concrete saw and just saw it out. Yeah, I had to do that in one of my houses.
I want to I still haven't put a hose down there.
That kind of saved the day. What I did, man, I started saving milk jugs, and I have about 15 milk jugs that I fill up with water that I have running through like one of those RV filters that you screw on the end of a hose.
Yep.
And that way they're kind of come up to room temperature. But it's a pain. Just gotta keep filling them up. But
that's why I want the 55 gallon.
Yeah.
Or 58 gallon, whatever. I'm just gonna prop it up higher and use gravity on the timer that shuts it on and off.
Then I was thinking, like, is there a way, like, I have a rain barrel outside. It'd be awesome if I could, like, have that drain, like, take my hammer drill and drill through the side and have it naturally, plumb down in my basement. I can fill up all my buckets and stuff, when it's full.
Yeah, put a filter on it.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I've never thought about like what the pH of rain is. I never thought to test it.
You know what? That's a good question because I don't pH anything. It's like, man, I don't feel like dealing with it. But I do have a meter. I should try it because my rain barrel is like overflowing right now. We've had so much snow melt and stuff.
I'm thinking like.
I bet it's high, don't you think?
Yeah, you always hear that like the clouds can absorb shit, and like it's possible for acid rain and shit, not like severely hurt you, but it is acidic. But like if it's pulling from like let's say directly, if it's clouds coming directly from the ocean, I think you would be all right. But if it's a cloud that forms over land, I think that's where the problems are. You get what I'm saying? It's weird. I wonder. I wonder what the like what it's forming or what it's using to form the cloud.
Well, isn't it like humidity and or it's like cold air and hot air mixing or something in the
Yeah,
atmosphere?
but the cloud, the cumulus nimbus clouds are particles, aren't they?
Yeah. I
And
think what you're seeing when you see clouds, I think that actually is like water particles.
huh, that's something I would look into. Maybe I should pee. Well, I let it rain onto my garden most of the time anyway, so I don't give a fuck. It
But have
never
you
hurts.
noticed if you have a plant in your garden that's like in the ground and you go through a dry period and you're like hand watering it, but after a rain, nothing beats a good natural rain to water your plants. Just to me, it seems that they respond so much better to it.
I think it's the constant like pitter patter on the top of the soil, helping things like move through the soil too. You know.
Oh yeah, because it's like it's air. It's mixing up that mulch layer, and it's instead of creating a crust and where everything, it's breaking that up.
Hmm. I usually the thing is I tell every like with my outdoor garden it's a little weird. Like I don't normally water my garden much outdoors. It once it hits the aquifer or whatever down to the rock
Yeah,
layer
yeah,
down, it's fine.
yeah, yeah. It's you
They'll
don't
last
really
all
need to worry
summer.
about it.
Yeah, they'll last all
Yeah.
summer. I've noticed I only water when they're young.
Now I'm guilty of growing like I'll got tomato, so I'll buy like tomato plants. You go to like the nursery and you have to buy like six of them if you buy them in the flats.
Oh really? Oh
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I don't have room to put them in my little garden area, so I'll throw some in like a 10-gallon plastic pot.
You're a
But
better
those things,
man than
man,
me. I won't even go to
you
those places because I'm scared of like catching aphids.
oh man, yeah. I don't bring them inside, man. But this year I've started a lot by seed.
Yeah. I always get worried when I'm like, even at Home Depot, I'll be like checking out the plants, like pots or like something
Oh
in that
man,
section. I'll be looking, I'll be like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And I'll like, like,
my daughter's a huge like her room. She probably has like 500 indoor plants, and she like takes cuttings and starts them. But like she'll go to Home Depot and find these plants, and oh yeah, they have like spider mites on them, and she'll bring them home. But she puts them in quarantine, like in another room for a while.
yeah. What does she do? What do you guys do for like spider mites? What's your IPM stuff?
Well, I had spider mites, man, because I started noticing all these like white specks. Um, then I really started looking. And I saw them, and I've just been like every 3 days I would started spraying with neem oil. That's all I do,
Hmm.
you know. Um, that seemed to help it, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I
My,
did, and I try to keep my tent really clean. I vacuum it all the time, and I'll take the plants out and I'll clean it, rub it down,
yeah.
unless they're in flower or something. But I'm only on my second. I've only had one like full run, so dude, I'm still learning.
I use
This,
neem. I like
I,
neem, honestly. Um, but my outdoor, like when I do things outside, I'll use the hose as a defense
mm,
too. Like I'll literally spray it, like not in flower, obviously, but like in veg, I'll literally go out there in the morning, right when sun's cracking, and I'll put the shower head on, and it's a pretty
and
decent jet, and I'll just fucking spray the plants down. And
right,
then let it dry up as the sun comes up. Like I'll spray neem on it at the same time. So it's knocking whatever's on there off, and then you're putting the neem on. And when they come back, they're gonna be not happy. I just want to make
That's
it a
the
place
thing.
where they don't want to live.
The thing that always like amazes me when like an outdoor like vegetable garden, like you have squash, and those things are prone to getting these weird ass bugs, and they're prone to get powdery mildew, and then you have there's just so many variables, and then you get cucumbers and they get powdery mildew. It's just trying to find that. It's like you got to do so many different things to each plant.
Last year, everything got powdery mildew. Well, all cannabis got powdery mildew here. Anything I put outside, I put out 6 plants and they all got it.
I feel like I've heard Coots say that neem will help powdery mildew. Am I wrong?
I'll ask. I don't know.
But lactobacillus will too, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Lacto is like the one that you're hearing lately that's actually working.
Yeah.
As a proper defense against it. People have said they've sprayed just straight milk and water on their plants and it's helped.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's what's got me nervous going into the summer, man, and growing in my basement. Luckily I have a bigger size dehumidifier, but this thing could take a shit on me any day.
Yeah, I had to buy a new one last year. I finally had one.
I expected I tried to run an unsuccessful run like the end in summer last year, but I ended up putting my plants outside. It was my first ever time growing, and like the humidity down here, it got like in the 80s. So I had to like get a. It was crazy.
I think you're a little bit over from me, right? You're in Virginia.
Yeah, just south of you.
So you're at 80. I'm at 100.
Gee.
That's normally how that shit goes. It sucks. But I will say this. No matter what, I've never seen the plants care about VPD outside. They will grow, other than last year, since the sun wasn't there, they were struggling. But most of the time they do fine. Watering down milk is, yeah, why not? It's lacto, right? Tell me, why don't you come hang out? Everyone went to bed already, I think. I'm gonna try doing another 15 minutes here. Anthony, you're obviously invited to come. Everyone in chat. I'm streaming from Discord right now. If you want to come hang out and talk, I just want to fill out. I actually like being consistent, and I like doing this show. Like, it's fun for me to actually have like my own little platform. I like when Fumi lets me do it. So I figured, why not be consistent and try to keep putting out content. I have to get a garden going. Oh, I have to do a video on the garden soon. So yeah, I'll do that. Oh, there he is. There's the man himself. What's up?
What's up? What's going on with you?
Shit. I forgot I fucking popped beans. Have you ever done this? I forgot I popped beans, and I looked in my thing, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about these.
I popped beans and forgot where I put them. Back when I used to do the paper towel method, I would like put them in like a drawer to keep them warm, and I would like 2-3 days later, I'm like, fuck, what fucking drawer where the hell did I put those damn seeds? Like ripping apart the whole goddamn house looking for them. I've done that.
Yeah, hey, I'm happy they all popped, all 3 of them.
That's cool.
I bet you found them when you weren't looking for them too, didn't you?
Hell yeah, I found them when I wasn't looking for them, and they were completely outside of their shell. The Catalina leaves were like all like still green, and I was able to save a couple of them.
Yeah, nice. These ones are just about to pop out of their shells. I caught them at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Smash. I think if you could, this is awesome for. I didn't mean to talk like
No, go ahead,
just
man.
responding. You saying you like to go be consistent, man. This is awesome for like I'm selfishly someone like me on the East Coast.
Well, that's kind of why I started it too, because I am on
Yeah,
the East Coast. So I figured maybe we can actually, because I actually do want to have a meetup on the East Coast. Like me and Steelbird have actually been chatting about it and stuff, like trying to do like a cool seed swap, smoke sesh type thing.
yeah.
Oh, you
Well,
East
that'd be
Coast
awesome.
man.
Hey, we've been hiding for so long. Like a lot of people on the East Coast are still kind of hiding.
Same way here in the Midwest, man. Same way here in the Midwest.
This sucks, kind of. Like it's hard to get a group together from like this area.
Yeah, because like it's like so up in the air with employment over here still.
People
Oh,
don't want to get robbed.
it's the same. It's the same way here in the Midwest.
You know?
It's like even I live in a legal state, and employers can still say like, "Well, fuck you."
Yeah,
That sucks.
which
Actually,
I think is crazy.
I
Mm-hmm.
have a funny story. I went into CVS and I think I had weed in my pocket or I just smoked or something. And the lady, everyone could smell me. And the
Hopefully
pharmacist,
not in the bedroom.
yeah, the pharmacist looks at me and I was talking and they're like, I don't know, we just get chatting and they're like, oh yeah, they could smell it or something. I was like, yeah, that's what I do pretty much. And they're like, oh, can I ask you a question? I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead. The pharmacist was like, so how is it to get a card in Massachusetts? Is it easy? Is it hard? Because I have a lot of candidates that are really good for the job, and we do something that's not normal. Normally, you do one drug test and you're fine. We do two drug tests, and every time they pass the first one, and then they fail the second one for weed. But they have a policy where if they have a card that they can still work. So she's like, "Is it easy?" I'm like, "Dude, you can get it online now."
Yeah, man, it took me here in Virginia. I mean, it was so simple. It was like an online consultation with a so-called specialist. You could tell, like, it was like a Zoom thing. You could tell she was in her like living room.
Yeah.
You know, she was just. I mean, she just had a job, and her job was like to call all these people in Virginia that are trying to get, you know, their cannabis card, medical card, and just ask these specific questions. I mean, all you had to do was basically, she's like, well, why are you taking this? I'm like, for anxiety. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's I say for my ADHD, for my anxiety.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed since I was a little kid, so it gets through pretty easy.
Oh man, I have like debilitating anxiety sometimes.
In California,
It's
they
just
just call you after a 5 minute wait.
Wow. It wasn't. We actually at the beginning of the medical program here, it was so bad that the even if you applied for a medical card, like the state was so harsh on the medical program, even though they just passed the fucking law. It was what do you call it? The state had to be sued. Like at every turn, people were suing the state because the state was blocking everything. Even though literally they just passed the law, you still had to sue multiple times for
That's
them to
like
say,
New Jersey, man. People are still getting arrested in New Jersey, but they have legalization.
that's ridiculous.
Like
Mm-hmm.
they're technically like they all like voted for it and everything, but they are not legal till some stupid date or something. Like they can't agree on shit.
Oh god, yeah. And then here there's no caretaker there's no caretaker laws. But you can medical patients could grow at home, and it was like, okay, but there's no caretaker law, so if the person's like handicapped in a wheelchair, they can't sign their prescription over to anybody, so they're pretty much fucked.
Let me ask you this, because in my state, in Virginia, we just had a governor change, We went from a Democrat to a Republican, and the Democrat that we had, he's the one that finally got weed legalized here.
Yeah, the Republicans are
Now, and now we have a Republican governor in, and he's delaying because it's not available. You have to have a medical card here in Virginia. You can't just buy it recreational.
Right.
And they're coming in and they're like delaying stuff. So it's just amazed me how much politics is involved in it.
My little thing with that is a lot of the Republicans are seem like they're in the on the backside, have money in tobacco and stuff.
Yeah.
So their interest is holding things up so they can get their stuff aligned on the backside and make more money.
They can't let go of that Philip Morris stock.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when you turn around and you blow their shit up in the media, saying, "Hey, the governor doesn't give a damn about people's health. It's all about he owns like $100,000 worth of shares in Philip Morris."
That's
You're
the reason.
exactly right.
That's what you blow them up in the media.
Yeah.
That's what you got. That's what you got to do.
And there's a lot more of that going on, man. And even on the federal level, a lot more of the stuff getting exposed. It's weird.
Dude, it kind of sucks because we've had it up for vote multiple times. We just can't get there. It's so ridiculous.
What? What are you talking about? I thought it was legal there.
No, I mean I'm talking federally.
Oh yeah. That would be awesome because your employees couldn't fuck with you, but it kind of scares me that the federal government's going to have control of it. I mean, you think it's crazy now? Can you imagine?
Oh
my God!
Well,
they run so much shit in the ground, and they're just. I mean, there's going to be something in it for them before they legalize it.
Yeah.
God, I can only imagine.
But
I hear a lot of people
we already have it in. I bet you we're hearing more and more stories of back ass country towns. Their sheriffs are fucking growing the weed with a couple other homies.
Well, I can tell you what's going on. In my opinion, look at the way things are in California. The federal government is waiting for each state to get things the way they want it.
Well,
and you have
everyone else is legal,
right? But California's coming in and making things really corporate.
That's what they want.
That's what they want. And that's what the federal government wants because it's easier for them to manage if we have 10 corporations instead of 1,000 small farms growing.
It'd be more like 10 corporations instead of 100,000 small farms.
Right. You're exactly right. And it's easy.
Oklahoma, the difference between our mass opening up in Oklahoma was just absurdly different. We opened up and they made sure the dispensary had its own grow and all this shit. You couldn't get a license and buildings, whatever, cost about $1 million to all said and done. Oklahoma, $2,500. Anyone, let's go.
I tell you, who has pretty cool weed laws is DC. Because I could go there as a person off the street from Virginia, and there's these little shops set up, and they'll sell you. They don't care. But you're not getting high quality stuff. I mean, you're getting gummies that are yeah, exactly. You're getting these gummies that
You'll find people in the park set up with little tables.
Huh.
I know here there's freaking fly-by-night get-togethers where everybody would do their own homemade stuff and you just text out a location, hey, Thursday night meet at this address, and everybody shows up and everybody has their own homemade edibles and everything's like an underground cannabis.
What state are you in? What state are you in? What state are you in?
I'm in Illinois.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's totally fucking illegal, but people just hey, pass this address around, pass that address around, meet up at this address, and it'd be a one-time like meetup, and it'd be literally one person would like bake cookies and sell cookies, another person would do homemade vape pens, another person would do homemade like what do you call it, gummies, and there's like
That's
If
awesome.
you ate this, you would
people
get
show up.
high.
And, what's that?
I bet you if you ate this, you would probably get high. It's like all the extra stuff I clean out of the dab, like banger. It's
I would.
like
It probably wouldn't taste. Probably wouldn't it taste good though. But yeah, that's what it's like. Fuck it. And that's what a lot of people do around here. You know.
shit. I remember. I still have. I still keep roaches just in case.
Mm,
What if you get to that moment and you might need it?
mm.
I got a buddy that, I have a buddy that has like a mason jar full of them.
Yeah, keep all little like old little joint tubes, and I'll make sure it's full of like roaches, and I'll seal it, so I put it
Yeah.
away. So when if I ever need something, I know I have at least a little bit to smoke before I have a little bit of time.
You take it, just kind of grind it up in your finger, put it in your bowl. That's nice, man.
Dirty.
Yeah, I don't-
Dirty.
I don't worry about smoke that much, but I know my sugar leaves, my trim, my anything I don't like keep for my head stash, and I just make a tincture out of it, and then I can turn that tincture into wherever the fuck I want. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like if I want to turn it into like an ointment, I can turn it into an ointment. If I want to turn it into RSO, I can turn it into RSO. I can do whatever I
my
want.
whole freezer smells right now from all the trim.
How are you storing that? Are you storing that in your freezer? In what? A Ziploc bag or
What?
I just put it
your sugar leaves?
Oh no, I make it into an alcohol extraction. I turn it into a tincture.
Yeah, right.
Then I
away.
have
You-
well, yeah, right.
you
Away,
don't
like
s-
when I do, go ahead.
You don't save them in your freezer because that's all. I don't know how to do it. You just immediately
It's
use them.
It's basically when I do my first trim, my sugar leaves go into alcohol, and I just basically I do one massive harvest, go straight into alcohol, make my tincture right then and there. Then any like popcorn or whatever that goes into the tincture, and I just strain it out after however long, and that goes in my refrigerator like a giant mason jar of infused alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Goes into my refrigerator. Then I have my buds to smoke or do whatever I want with them, and then my emergency stash, and that's my emergency stash, would be my tincture that I can turn into like RSO. I can turn it into edibles. I can turn it into whatever I want. But I don't touch that unless I'm
shit.
running. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there something online that I could find what you're doing?
Yeah, just look
Because
up.
I can't write it down, but if I watch it or like read it, I'll remember it.
Yeah,
What you're doing is really interesting.
Yeah, just look at.
I think Spartan has his RSO recipe. I mean, most RSO recipes nowadays are pretty much the same. There's probably everyone has their little bit of different quirks on how they make it or do it. They have their different equipment or whatever, but it's all basically the same process. You'll be able to find it easy.
Right, and then it's like you gotta go through the decarb process, and that's real easy. You just put all your sugar leaves and all your popcorn into like a mason jar, and you just heat it up for whatever the temperature is for a little bit. Then once it comes out of the oven, you let it cool
212
off.
at 45 minutes is what I do. Like 215,
Right.
45 minutes.
I usually do like 225, but that's pretty much the same time. 225 at 45 minutes or 215 at 45 minutes. Then you let the jar cool like where you can hold it by your hand without burning yourself. And then you if you can get an overproof alcohol like Everclear, the higher the proof, the better. I don't like using. Some people use rubbing alcohol. I don't. I like if I could drink it then that's what I use, like a Everclear or a 151. I've never used
All
151.
right, let me ask. I have so many questions. So when you're sitting there and you're trimming your buds, are you immediately taking your sugar leaves and putting them in this alcohol, or are you saving them and then doing it?
You gotta do them fresh, but you take your sugar. Well, not fresh. You can do them dried too, but you take your sugar leaves. You put them in like a Ziploc bag, or I don't like Ziploc bags because that gets moldy.
I use these actual thing that seals the shit.
There you go.
So,
but I trim so much. Like I trim so much, I get enough in one trim session to make an entire batch. Like if you're only doing like 2 or 3 plants, you might have to like put them in the freezer and save them.
Okay. Because that's where I'm at.
The whole bottom of my freezer, right? The whole drawer is full of trim right now.
Well, let me show you, because am I on camera?
Yeah, you're on camera.
Here's my freezer.
Gotcha.
I got stuff I don't even know if it's any good or not.
That's perfect.
You
can fill up you fill up
I got some old stuff
like a half gallon. You fill up like a half gallon mason jar. You fill it up as much as you can. You put the top on it. You throw it in the oven at 215, 225 for 45 minutes. And, then you pull it out, you let it cool to the touch with the lid on, you let it cool to the touch where you can hold it. And that's when you add your alcohol and you let that set. I like mine sitting for like 2 weeks, but that's up to you how you want to do it. I just pour the alcohol to the top, put it in the cupboard and let it sit for 2 weeks, and you come back. You strain off the solids, and you got your tincture.
What is it? What is this called? ROB? What did you say it's called?
RSO.
RSO.
RSO is different. What that is right there that's your tincture, your alcohol tincture. Now you can take your alcohol tincture and you can make RSO with it. And what RSO is like a reduction. You got to be really careful with it, because if you just do it willy-nilly, you burn down your house. But
really?
Well, alcohol vapor is hard to alcohol vapor sinks, so don't use.
What does RSO look like? What does it look like?
Like a black tar.
Okay.
I get like a light brown.
Is that hash? Brown. Is that hash or no?
No.
Well, you can make RSO with hash, but no, it's not. Basically, what RSO is, you take your tincture and you're slowly reducing the alcohol until you basically vaporized off all the alcohol, and the only thing you have left is this like really super sticky, almost like molasses syrup at the bottom.
And shit.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me like on the bottom of a bowl, like an old metal bowl I would have like on the screen. It would like get real gooky.
You know what it reminds me of?
You know what I mean?
All right, have you ever seen Reclaim in a dab rig?
No, I don't have. Not me.
I hear it. It looks like.
Sounds like Reclaim from an old metal bowl or a one hitter.
Yeah. So, but this stuff it's fresh. It's never been.
It's pretty much the strongest edible.
Right. It's pretty much where you can have like a little dab the size of a grain of rice, and it will fuck you up if your tolerances aren't there.
Damn.
Yeah, people.
It's what they use. It's what a lot of cancer patients use so they can get their medicine. Like if you're like really, really like stage 3, stage 4, and you just need the medicine as concentrated as you can get, and it'll sit you down and keep you down.
I always hate to hear that when you a lot of people, when you really need that hard cannabis hit, you're a stage 3 cancer.
Mm-hmm.
That always hits hard.
Right.
And you wonder what after you don't hear what happens to that patient a whole lot. After she had her medicine, did she live or did that just help her go through the whole experience?
Right.
You know, what did that high dose of THC? What does it actually do for them? Does it just help them, you know, accept their fate more? Or
well, some forms, you got some terpenes that are, you know, supposedly help destroy the cancer cells. Yeah. I'm not a doctor. I'm just reading off literature that I see online. So, you know, make your own judgment.
Yeah.
And you have other terpenes that are, you know, alleviate the pain and basically pain management. It increases the appetite. So if you're taking certain like medications that, you know, a lot of cancer patients, they lose their appetite. It helps them get their appetite back so they can actually eat.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, that's true. That probably just that alone, just eating, would probably like solve a lot of problems.
Right.
You know, if you starve yourself to death, of course you're gonna, you know, you're not gonna do well.
Right. And I know when my dad when he was going through chemo, it's like he would explain it as it's like every piece of food tastes like you're sucking on a penny.
Damn.
It's like, imagine like the most juicy, flavorful burger that you've ever had in your life, but as soon as you take a bite out of it, it's like you're sucking on like coins, like in your mouth. Everything tastes like metal. Nothing tastes appetizing. Everything tastes like shit.
Did you say this was after chemotherapy or on a drug or a pill they put him on? Or just
chemo. Yeah, it depends on what type of chemo.
Did that last forever, or is it like a 2 to 3 day thing, and it went away until his next treatment?
It generally the taste effects would last for about 2 weeks, which is basically just as you would get your taste back. That's when the next round of chemo would hit. So weird. just as you was like, oh my God, I can taste food again. Boom, it's time for your next chemo session.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was with my dad.
And he probably didn't want to eat.
Nope.
Did he not want to eat because of that taste, right? And then it's finally he got the taste he wanted to eat, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? How just not wanting to eat.
Right. It's like you just couldn't swallow. Then the later it got into the chemotherapy and the radiation, the radiation would like burned his esophagus, so it was actually painful for him to swallow because he had
Dirty keeps jumping in and out. I feel bad. I want to say what up. I think he's racing.
Right. It's like he had lung cancer, so the radiation would target his like upper chest, so sometimes the radiation would like burn his esophagus, so he couldn't fucking swallow. So yeah, it's don't get cancer, people. Don't get cancer.
Yeah, man, because that scares the shit out of me. I'm 47, and I was like, I grew up. I chewed tobacco and I smoked.
We're about the same.
I've just come from the country of Virginia, where it's just and like they found
We're about the same age.
Yeah. But they found like this spot on my lungs. I was like 2 years ago now, and it scared the shit out of me. But it ended up being like scar tissue.
Scar tissue?
Yeah. But I told myself if I can come out of this with they did a whole CAT scan on my lungs. It's like I'm gonna quit smoking cigarettes. So I haven't smoked a cigarette in like 2 years, or smokeless tobacco. It scared the shit out of me, man.
Well,
yeah, my dad had to quit.
Yeah. Shit. My dad was taking chemo and and radiation, and the motherfucker would come right out of the hospital with a fucking cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like, sheesh.
It's tough, man. It's not easy.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Nicotine is probably the worst drug, addiction wise. Nicotine, man. The only way I can live is I have to chew nicotine gum. The only way I was able to quit. But now I'm addicted to nicotine gum.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? They banned every flavor like tobacco product, but they didn't ban flavored nicotine gum.
Yeah. There's probably some in this gum. I chew so much of it. I'm like, what kind of chemicals am I putting in my body? I have a bad nicotine habit.
I like the lozenges. I was a big fan of the lozenges, but I mean, I don't know. I nicotine's hard, man. I vaped for a long time.
It is.
And then Massachusetts made it harder to vape, so I like stopped vaping because I couldn't get juice anymore, like around me.
Yeah, I went to the whole vapes, and I like those like little gray ones. You can get like the refillable cartridges. I forget the name. They had a really good one. It was just tobacco.
I seen what was it? Oh yeah, 75 milligrams and stuff. Like that's insane. Like the Juuls and stuff are like
Juuls. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
they're such high nicotine, man.
Man, those things. But then it got to the point where like I was spending so much money on those cartridges. Like I was going to a cartridge like every 10 hours.
Yeah, that's why I used to get bottles like this. I used to just buy bottles like this.
Did you take them and you would fill the Juul pods up yourself, right?
Well, no, I have vapes like this.
Did you have a tank?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those little Juuls are so handy, though.
Yeah.
You need like when you need like a little quick hit of nicotine, you just grab it. You can like put it between all four fingers, and it's just, you know what I mean.
I like my douche flute. I gotta actually get like. I like
that sounded so dirty, Smash.
Well, that's what they're called.
Just sounded dirty. I know.
That's what everyone like. People get so mad if you're like in front of a restaurant or something and you're blowing clouds. They're like, I'm like, it's the same fucking thing as a cigarette. What if someone was standing here smoking a cigarette? You're gonna do the same thing? Sorry, my vapor is more.
Yeah,
my vapor at least smells fucking good.
You know the downfall of like the Juuls. I'm gonna tell you because coming from a father that's had one kid go through high school, that is what's killing the Juul and the vapor industry is high school kids, because like it was like running rampant in the bathrooms. The kids are they're finding, this is just my opinion, and well, maybe just more what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that it's so easy for the kids to do it now. There's going to be a problem in the future.
It looks less harmless than your mom or dad smoking a cigarette, so it doesn't really look like you're doing, you know.
Well, they got to the point where when it all started, do you remember when it all started, they had the cigarettes where the end of the cigarette would light up?
Yeah. They still make some of them.
Yeah. And that, like, everybody thought that it was good, it was safer, but, we don't really, who knows? There's just not enough time yet.
I think the idea of vapor over smoke is safer in general, but it all depends on how it's being administered.
Well, it also depends on the ingredients to make sure that they're not black market vapes, because that was the problem a few years ago. People were buying those black market vapes, and they had ingredients that were not approved.
You got to look at it like in tobacco, because when tobacco first started, you would smoke it out of like a pipe just straight out of the fields, and it went through a progression where slowly, you had to have a filtered cigarette. all right, well, yeah, it just kept going through these progressions where they just found out it doesn't fucking matter. It's bad for you. Any way it gets into your system, it's not good for you.
Well, it also you also got to remember that companies like Philip Morris and I forgot the other one. Oh God, without E.B. Brown, they were adding additional nicotine and other chemicals to make it more addictive.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Cigarettes are filled with bullshit.
Right. Well, that was the reason why they lost that multi-billion-dollar lawsuit.
Because smoking, like back in the 50s and stuff, smoking was like, it was the thing to do.
Well, yeah, and also the cigarettes weren't fire safe back then either.
Oh, no.
They didn't have that chemical in them, though, right? That was like making them like burn out or something.
They have to be fire safe. Now, you'll notice on every, what is it, the scan code on them, it says fire or FS. And some numbers because it's fire safe cigarettes. That's why rolling your own was always. That's why I liked always rolling your own and stuff.
Yeah, I think like you can get that natural spirit and roll your own. That to me, that feels like healthier than like a Marlboro menthol or something. You know what I'm saying?
Marlboro menthol smooth that tastes like peppermint.
Or one of those Salems. You ever seen those Salems where you have to like pop that little dot in there and like it releases some chemical?
Make Camels like that too.
I used to smoke those too.
Wow. That shit can't. I mean, how? What the fuck is that stuff?
Yeah, it's like a menthol cigarette with a menthol bubble in it, and you pop it, and it's like a super menthol cigarette.
Oh hell yeah! It kind of gives your lungs a rush. It's addicting. I mean, I smoked them. It's addicting as hell.
Right.
I'm smoking a cigarette right now.
You smoking a cigarette right now, Low Cut?
Yeah.
Nice. My wife smokes. She smokes Marlboro Southern Cut. It's like a pipe tobacco almost. And she's like, they're actually pretty good. They do have a good taste to them.
Southern Cuts are pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the 72s.
Only thing I smoke is my meats. That's it. Chicken, beef, and pork. The only thing I smoke is chicken, beef, and pork. That's all I smoke.
Yeah.
I like pipe tobacco.
I love pipe tobacco too. I like cigars, man. A good cigar.
Yeah. I forgot about I do smoke cannabis, but yeah.
I was gonna say, but I figured you are. I mean, I figured you did.
What? You smoke cannabis?
My name is Delman, and I did inhale.
Damn, I gotta put these fucking sheets in. I think I'm just gonna do little 1 gallons.
1 gallon, what? For what?
Little autos.
Oh, the autos. Good.
Wait, what are these? Banana hammock.
Pods will make them finish faster too.
Oh wait, hold on. I'll show you guys the strain.
I don't see your camera, Smash. Are you?
No, it's not on right now. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I can share a screen. Banana hammock. Ethos. Let's do this.
I'm supposed to get these flowers from this guy that you can only get them from him. That he's been breeding. That should be pretty cool.
So this is the non-auto version of it.
Ethos, banana hammock. Okay.
The Ethos strain.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what. As a beginner, my first grow, I grew Ethos Skittles feminized seeds. I mean, it was. There's no way that it was me that did it, but they were really like problem free the whole time. I just tried to follow Coots. I mean, for me, and it was no problems at all.
Do you like the weed though?
What the fuck did I? What was?
I gotta tell you, it's not the best. It's not the best.
I got a
that I've
skill
had.
strain that I've been working with. I
It's
didn't
not
really
bad.
fuck it around too much, but yeah. That's one how good that was.
I think if I remember correctly, my first bro was AK-47 back in the early 2000s. I think that was my first bro.
Yeah, you
Mine
got
was
started
Jack the
long
Ripper.
before I did.
That was like 09.
What was that?
I said my first crow was like 09. It was Jack the Ripper seeds I got.
Nice.
No.
Wish I'd still have them now, but I don't know.
See, I come from the area. If you could get weed, you're just happy you can get it. You didn't care what it was. And then when it became legal, I'm like, I started like
Being a little snobby.
no, I recognize there's got to be, a better way. It gets expensive too.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I just enjoy growing it.
Yeah.
I love growing it.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I just did a poll in chat for the first time. I didn't know I
Oh,
had
you
the
never-
power to do that.
Well, it's your chat. Why wouldn't you?
I think you need over 100. I think you need over a couple, 100 followers to have actually all the controls.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I'm
What you
over
doing?
100. Oh yeah, if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're enjoying this, please.
Oh, you're still on?
Yeah, for a little, I don't know. Dumb-man jumped on.
Right.
Nice.
We got.
Oh yeah.
We got the Virginia boy chilling with us too for a little bit, so I figured might as well.
Mm-hmm. Just chill out, relax.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always cool to hang out, talk
So-
bullshit.
I got one auto going, which is a Planet of the Grapes. I'll have these 3 banana hammocks. I have. The cool thing is that these are all in veg, well, under veg light, so the apple fritter's in with them. That's
Anybody got
kinda
any
why I-
coffee genetics? Willing to
Say
trade
one
me?
more time?
Anybody got any coffee genetics willing to trade me? Or something?
Like coffee smelling.
Yeah,
Um,
as like a coffee strain.
Yeah.
I got a
not that I'm willing. Not that I'm willing to trade. I got Kaya's coffee, but
Well,
I'm
how
not
much would
willing-
you charge me for them? If you want to sell?
off air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do that later.
Yeah, my bad. Maybe I should do
That's
that.
all right. But yeah, I have a a Chocolope cross that I can't wait for. Oh, you had it's not really coffee. It's more of a chocolate, like raspberry chocolate. I have one of those.
Yeah, I've got.
Right.
Yeah, I got coffee. I think it's like F6 from Razkaya.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got his F6. Fucking. I don't even know if they're actually before I even say anything. Hold on.
Are you getting the coffee on the nose or on the smoke?
Smoke.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, if I get
Definitely.
both. Yeah.
Is it like something like you would like want to wake up like on a Saturday morning with a nice espresso and smoke a bowl of this? That's what it sounds like.
Pretty much. The only difference is like it's bred for outdoor, so it's going to be a massive fucking plant.
So what you're telling me is like this strain probably came from like Cuba in the mountains where they grew coffee, and somebody started growing weed there, right? Do you think? And
No,
like,
it was born and bred in Pacific Northwest, like in Washington, I do believe.
huh?
Yeah, it's look up Pacific Northwest roots. It's Razkaya is the name of the breeder. His company is Pacific Northwest
Probably
West
just
Roots.
buying Kaya coffee. Hold on, give me a second.
What do you
Yeah.
think is giving it that coffee though?
It's the terps.
Where is it grown at? What kind of where?
Just in the genetics itself.
It's in the genetics itself.
Hmm.
It's called Kaya's Coffee.
Be cool to like trace it back
Mhm.
though. 'Cause something's giving it that coffee. Cool.
Yeah.
Normally, like,
Hey.
most of the smells you're getting are just a mix between terpenes.
Mhm. What do you call it? Kaya's Coffee is Alien OG to it's Alien OG to Alien Kush, which is Tahoe OG.
Here, I'm just
And
showing it.
Hey, my phone's I'm gonna get off here, but when I get back home, I'll get back on.
All right, Loco, have a good night. So yeah, Kaya's Coffee. I got it up if you wanna go through it. What is it?
So, all right, because I don't have enough experience in this. So, what is the very first two plants that created this strain? That's like what I want to know.
Alien OG and Alien Kush.
Mhm.
Okay. So you got to trace all those two back.
Yep. The
God.
thing about one thing that you're gonna have to that you're gonna learn about cannabis is that it is one of the only plants on the planet that can mimic almost any flavor or scent that is available. Like it can mimic, like if you want a plant that tastes like strawberries, you can breed a plant that tastes like strawberries, and they're out there. If you want a plant that tastes like a blueberry, like I got a blueberry in my I got a blueberry in my tent right now that if you opened it up, you would swear you're in a blueberry orchard, and it's a fucking cannabis plant. Like if you want something that smells like coffee or chocolate, or it literally can replicate the smell and the taste of anything on the planet with the correct breeding.
How many of the thing is like just from somebody that doesn't know a whole lot. To me, but I understand plants because I've been in the landscape industry and stuff. But to me, that seems like it takes a long time to get there. You're like looking at this plant and it's giving this, or is it what? How are they creating that? You know what I mean?
It literally it would take like a real, true breeder might have one, maybe two super famous strains because those one or two cultivars actually is what they should be called. Those one or two cultivars took them years to make. Just like if you like breeding orchids, like the guy might become famous for one orchid, but that one orchid took them like 4 to 5 years to breed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like Pacific Northwest Roots, his Kaya's Coffee, he's been working on that for like 4 or 5 years now, and that's finally he came out with the coffee. Or if you go to who's another one? I don't know. I know another really big breeder is like, and we're talking about like a true breeder, not like a pollen chucker, like they were. And there's nothing wrong with pollen chucking. I hate people. Yeah, I hate people that say, "Oh my God, he's just a pollen chucker." Everybody starts out as a pollen chucker, but a breeder is the type of person that'll sit down there and put in the work behind their genetics, where you know that because it came from, let's say it came from Smash, you know that plant is resistant to powdery mildew. You know that plant is disease resistant. You know it does good in like Maine, because he put his name behind it. He put his work in it, and that's the difference between a true breeder and like somebody that just like has like 13 million different crosses every year. It's like they're not breeding, they're just pollen chucking.
See, that's what I've noticed just getting to know people on Instagram, like in my state, and being around the state for a long time and knowing people already. I'm getting stuff from the local area for the first time.
Right.
That breeders are coming from my state, and with like Duke Diamond, and it's some of his stuff, which is really cool. And that's what I think is important because it grows in this area. It's proven to grow here.
Right, Duke Diamond is a really famous, true breeder out of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It's good when you buy his packs. Like, he gives you a description on almost everything about the plant.
Oh God, yeah.
Plus, he just seems like a fucking awesome dude. I mean, he's just nice. He's a nice guy.
Oh yeah. It was a shame what happened to him, but I'm glad he's out.
Yeah. And he'll help. He'll help anybody he can.
Mm-hmm. It's real.
Shit, I was trying to go to CannaCon.
Well, why didn't you go?
I couldn't get a free pass.
Oh, come on, Smashed. You can't sit down there and say, "Yo, I'm Smashed Cannabis. You got to give me a free ticket."
No. I usually try to go with people. I don't like going alone. I could probably sign up for this myself. You know what I mean? Be like, I'm media.
Right. Go for it.
They'll be like, what media? I'll be like, well, social media.
That's the only one that counts nowadays, if you ask me.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, social media. What else?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's more of a, what is it? It's more of like a buy stuff. Nutrients, lights, fucking ADT, Bic lighters is gonna be there.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Go for it.
So I'm drying in my basement. I have a tent that I'm using to dry in. I have it linked up to a Inkbird.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, because I struggled with it at first, but now I'm trying to keep like the humidity. I'm trying to keep everything at like 60, but I'm doing the best I can there. I'm in a basement. But I'm doing pretty good. But I'm starting to get like, while the plant's hanging, I'm starting to get like that. You always feel like you shouldn't smell straw.
Right.
I'm smelling it. Do you guys ever get that when you're drying?
You'll get if there's a lot of leafy material, you'll get like this exhaust from it. Like when it's like drying, it will kind of smell like hay. But once you start getting into trimming stuff, like I've noticed that the smells start coming out.
Okay.
I've noticed if you leave a lot of leafy material, it does like exhale a little bit of like that. I can't think of what I'm chemical right now, but like I think when you leave a lot of leafy material, it exhales some chemicals while it's drying. You know what I mean?
Chlorophyll.
Not the
chlorophyll. Me personally, 60-60 is good. I've never been able to hold a perfect 60-60 because I'm a home grower. I don't have a hermetically sealed room with perfect ventilation and everything. But just fluctuations going to happen as long as it's not like drastic, where it's like 40 one day and 60 in the morning and 30 at night. As long as it's not like drastic, do the best you can. Some people like air movement inside the tent, not directly on the plant, but just enough to have air circulating.
I'm an air movement fan.
Yeah, me too. Just nothing like drastic where like the plants are rocking, but just enough air so you have air in the tent circulating around. And that also eliminates hot spots and cold spots inside the tent. And also it can help control the mold and mildews building up in the tent. You just know it's a process. It's a learning process,
Yeah.
I can sit down there and just tell you, 60-60 is perfect, but you got to do what's best for you. And it's like, some people prefer hand watering. Some people prefer mechanical, timers and shit. It's all what you can afford and what you can do.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to teach my brother-in-law how to grow, and he's out there, buying all this bullshit that he sees online, and I'm like, dude, man, chill the fuck out. Just relax. You don't need fucking a CO2 emitter on your first goddamn grow. You don't need like a $1,200 light on your first fucking 2x2.
Yeah.
Just take that shit back, get your money back, and let's get through your first grow.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So,
Someone offered me 2 HLG 65s for my cousins because I brought it up last night. I was like, my cousin wants to get it into growing.
well, go for it, man. It's like the best. Sometimes the best time you can go is right there as people are upgrading their lights. Like I think, what's his name? Spartan Grown. He picked up a freaking amazing deal because one of the not his job, but another what it's like company was upgrading their lights, and he just walked in. It's like, hell yeah, give me 3 of them, as they were like swapping, like upgrading. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that. But for like the drying, just like slow air circulation, not directly on the plants, but like in the tent, not directly on the plants, just slowly moving air around 60-60. Like Smash said, you might get a little bit, but if you like open it up and it smells like a freaking like a hay field, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But if
What
it's
do you
like
think
just
that is, though? That hay smell.
It's
If
just
it's
all right.
bad.
So here, let me give you my little secrets. So I stay extremely cold at all times. Cold is where you're like temperature is where you're gonna lose terpenes. Humidity really doesn't fucking matter. Like it does if you're super low at like 15, like I've been at one point. But I stay such low temperatures. I do not give the terpenes any chance to evaporate because you'll start losing terpenes once your temperatures start fluctuating higher than like 68 degrees is where well, we also lose some terpenes along the way too that we're never used to having because it evaporates at like room temperature. But for the most part, 68 degrees is where terpenes start evaporating in layers. Like this one evaporates at this temperature, this one evaporates at this temperature. So the colder you keep it, the better you'll have for terpene retention. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, Anthony, I see you. I'll take a peek. I forgot. Yeah. Um, oh, I'll be having. I'm actually making T-shirts, Delman, for myself.
Oh, that's
Anthony sent me.
badass.
Yeah, Anthony sent me some cool Chester copper pot. Now sent me some cool logos like for shirts, and I was like, can you send me just the stuff? I'll print it and I'll put it on the shirts. And I'll probably do a couple shirts just to like. I don't know if I keep the show going. Why not? You know.
There you go.
I am paying for services like Streamlabs and shit.
Oh yeah, man, you got to support yourself. I mean, you get like a nice little East Coast thing. I mean, the group of guys at Illinois and on a different time zone, when we all kind of share the same interest.
Yeah, I was saying I want to go to the Harvest Cup this upcoming year.
Dude, you need to take your butt to the Regen conference at the end of the month.
Nah,
Maine or something, right?
I want my own booth at the Harvest Cup.
Okay, go to the Regen conference and set up a table for yourself. They're not charging anybody; just set up a table.
Yeah, but I don't. They're not gonna. They're not giving me any way to in. I'll put it that way. I don't have $450, and maybe I'll go up Sunday, but.
I keep telling you, you only get charged for going to the what do you call it?
Go there. I'm not gonna. I don't know. Like I don't see a point if to go there and hang outside.
Because that's where all the speakers are when they're not on stage. All the speakers when they're not on stage are backstage.
Like I hate to be this like blunt, but I really don't care. about any of those people. They don't impact my life at all.
Okay, then
If
why
I
go
was
to
going to
any
meet
candidate?
Coop, maybe, but like
Why?
Jodri, I don't really listen to any of them. Potent, like he's the only one I would really want to listen to, and I'd rather take his course for the dual root zones.
So why go to any cannabis if none of those people actually matter? Why go to any cannabis event?
Well, I mean, if you're going for promoting yourself,
Hey,
Or
can I interject?
Go for it.
Because I'm kind of like you are. I'm like, man, I don't need anybody to fucking help me do anything. I can do it on my own.
I've learned to do my own.
Yeah, I mean, you're that dude. I understand. That's where I come from. I have a hard time asking people for help, and I have a hard time, accepting.
Here's what I'm saying. A lot of the information's already out there for you to get. You don't need to pay $450 to go find it.
What I'm saying is though, like you get like those people, you said they couldn't have a positive impact on your life. They probably actually could, because you'd get to know them and they could like help you, point you in different directions.
Everyone that's coming to the Regen conference is from other coasts, pretty much, or middle.
But the good thing for you is
that's the thing. But that's the thing. It's all right. Those are the speakers. When I say go, it's free to go and hang out with other people from your region. Like, dude, I was there. I was in Michigan at the Regen conference. When I tell you it was like 150 to 200 people from the Midwest that were there, that I was there trading seeds with, talking to, getting phone numbers, getting email addresses.
You're networking. That's what you're doing. You're networking. You're getting to know people that can help you.
Yeah, but I do that on my own anyways.
Well,
but you're not going to be able. It's like you're not going to be on your own. You're not going to be able to shake 150 local people's hands and say, "Hey,
I was an exhibitioner at the Harvest Cup this year, dude. I literally walked around it behind the booth, like everything.
Hey.
That's what I do.
See, that's where I came in, and I said,
I'm not going to twist your arm. If you don't want to go, you don't go. That's fine. That's
It just doesn't seem like fun to me. Like it seems like a lot of money spent on other things I could spend it on.
Don't even need to spend the money. The money is only to go see the people on the stage. If you're not there to listen to the people on the stage, it's fucking free. It's
I tell you another thing it does is it actually shows that you care. You're there. You're there, willing to learn. You're like with a group of people. You gotta. As sad as it is, there's a lot of like politics involved in a lot of this stuff, man. I mean,
not for me though. Like, here's where I come from. Not for me.
Well, you got to suck that pride up and like.
I don't really.
Actually,
I don't want to be involved in their big politics because they're not gonna like what I say.
Well, you just gotta hope that it's a group of people that they kind of follow your political views.
A lot of the views of
and I think they probably would. I think you jive with a lot of those guys just from an outsider looking in.
I'm going to tell you the truth. It's like I'm done. It's like if you don't want to go, you don't want to go. But this is just something that I just found fucking hilarious. I was there, and there was a lot of people on stage, saying some off the wall stuff, and there's some people on stage that was making like a lot of sense, and. That night, I want to say the last night, Kevin Joger was on the stage by himself, and he was just railing on everybody up there. Just like, if you actually think that shit's going to work, I'm sorry. I got a bridge in England I can sell you because that shit don't work. This guy right here trying to say this, that shit don't work. That guy over is like, I understand. It's like, I'm watching. We're all listening to Kevin George just call everybody out on their bullshit. I'm like, holy fuck, is he on stage like talking shit about people that were just on the I'm like, holy fuck. We were up there laughing our ass off, and he was like, yeah, fuck that shit. That shit don't work.
Why do they keep having him back then?
Who?
If George, is he going to be in Maine too?
Oh God, yeah.
But he's up there bashing them, and they keep having him back.
A lot of knowledge. No, he has a lot of knowledge to spread. He knows what it's like.
He has a lot of. So you're talking about a guy with like 40, 50 years of hands-on touching every plant. Like
right. But my question is, he's actually bashing the people that are hosting him? Is that what you're telling me?
No. Other speakers. Like if a speaker came on and says, hey, I got this, this machine that does this, that does that. And it's like, it's like, fuck you and that $5,000 machine. That shit don't work. It's like, you know what I mean?
Delman, this is why I'm like, why I don't kind of like, I'm trying to save right now for like my own greenhouse, my own like little like oasis. Every dollar counts right now,
Mm-hmm.
Like you just had to downgrade and shit. I'm trying to do what you did and hopefully not fucking have to downgrade again.
Yeah, well, hopefully COVID don't happen, because the only reason I downgraded was because of COVID.
Me too. That's why I'm back where I am right now. I was literally.
Well, shit, if you want to buy me, but no, I don't have any green. I sold all my greenhouses and there. I sold all my big shit. All I got left is small stuff.
Like I want to own a little land, like at least an acre or two, and I want to put a greenhouse on it and a little cabin.
If you want to put a cabin in a greenhouse, I would recommend going a little bit bigger than an acre.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying an acre, but I would hopefully get more than that.
A little bit more. I would, yeah. And it's like you can put all that on an acre. Don't get me wrong, you can put it, but it'll. I don't know. It depends on how big of a cabin and how big of a.
I want to be able to ride dirt bikes and not get yelled at.
Yeah, then you're talking about multiple acres.
Like that's the kind I want to be able to shoot my bow and arrow and not get yelled at.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would if you want to do dirt bikes and greenhouse and a cabin and all that, then you're probably looking at closer to 5 acres.
Yeah, I would like
to be fun. Be fun. Yeah, to be fun, to have some fun on a dirt bike, you're looking at close to 5 acres. Like you can do like little zip.
I can do it. You could take an acre and make a track real quick.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be fun though. You want to like let loose. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. If you give me, trust me, I'm gonna let loose no matter what you give me. But that's what I want to be able to do. As long as I own it and no one can tell me what I can and can't do on my bike, I want to be able to take my car on my driveway and go do a burnout if I want.
Yeah, so you want to be out in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty much.
Like unincorporated at least.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's kind of why I'm saving up, and I'm always like, I don't know. Things break, and I hate having to buy new things because it always I'm trying to get this going.
Oh, I got you. It's all good, man.
Like you said, though, COVID fucked me up too.
Yeah, well.
I had to sell my fucking Audi. I sold my Audi. I sold 2 Audis.
Well,
COVID.
I wish that's all I lost. I wish that was all I lost.
Oh, that's not included. That's just the things I really wish I didn't sell.
Oh, if I had it all over to do again, man. Let me see here. I lost my house. I lost my business.
Yeah, I was like
15. Yeah, no, I lost my house. I lost my business. I'm 15 grand in debt, and that's all because of COVID.
I lost my dad over this bullshit.
Yeah. I was $350,000 investment into building out a legal facility when COVID hit. I wind up having to take a second mortgage out of my house to stop from losing the facility I was building. And I wind up losing the facility anyway. And then when COVID, in the second year of COVID, I wind up, the beginning of the second year of COVID, I wind up having to sell the house because I was going to lose it anyway because I was 150,000 behind on the house. So yeah. So I wound up having to sell the house. I wound up having to sell the business. I wound up having to sell all the equipment, my tractors, my hoop houses, my lights, my infrastructure, selling everything. And still after selling everything, 15 grand in debt.
Damn.
So no more 401k. No more stock option. No more stock. No more 401k. No
What
more.
are you doing now? What do you do? What happened? What are you doing now? For job?
Same thing I was doing. Same thing I was doing before. I didn't quit my job. I wasn't going to quit my job. I wasn't going to quit my job until after I got the license because.
So this was something you were doing when you weren't like in your own time, you were building it up.
Right. No,
that's awesome.
Here in Illinois and what I'm finding out in most other states also, you can't even apply for your license until after your facility is fully built.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So you have to have your facility fully built, all inspections done. You have to have everything basically ready to go with your employees and you have to be 100% ready to go. Then you apply. So you don't even. So you're like $750,000 in or $1 million in, and you don't even have a license to open up yet.
Dumb man, can you check my screen out?
What? Yeah, the 2 plants.
Yeah, that's the apple fritter.
Oh, cool.
They're fucking 2.5 feet tall already.
Yeah, they're gonna bounce back. I guarantee you. They got new shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll bounce back.
They've also been cut like 4 different times.
Yeah, I remember everything that you said that you had to do to slow them down. Don't worry, they'll bounce back. They're strong ladies. They're real strong ladies.
All right.
Did you flip them, or are you waiting?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for them to bounce back a little bit. Give me some healthy growth.
Yeah, that's
flip them when they're healthy. Yeah.
I watered what Lacto yesterday or 2 days ago. They got compost in that mix. They got some worm casting, some fresh worm casting, some fresh compost. They got what else? I'll put some of my dry amendment in there.
There you go. Looking nice.
Mixed up with Stoughton's blend. So I actually saran. This is the first time trying this. I saran wrapped that fabric pot.
Oh yeah. I used to do that. You just gotta make sure that there's air space at the bottom, like at the bottom of the pop, so they can breathe out.
Like this much.
Yeah, there you go. That works. So you can use your old pots instead of having to go out and buy like a grassroots. That works. That really does work. What do you have over here? Roma tomatoes. Oh, those are your vegetables. Okay, cool.
So, hold on. Let me get the light on. It's dark in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! It's cold down here. It is. My basement's 57 right now.
Oof.
Damn.
And it's 41%. This is the kryptonite.
I wish it was 41% here. Kryptonite.
What is it where you're at?
Oh no, it's like 26 degrees and 10% humidity.
Damn. In Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's dry as fuck. It's so dry it pulls the moisture out of your skin.
Yo,
I can
so
only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I got this one. Is it this one? Plant.
You guys use a lot of lotion up there, I bet, don't you?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna end up giving this one away. It's weird. It's like spicy weed.
What do you recommend for like extreme dry skin?
Oh, for me?
Yeah, if you had like, yeah,
Lubriderm.
you have to know. Lubriderm.
Right. You can I say fuck it. I just use Vaseline. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm in your court. Yeah, I've used Vaseline before. I don't think you can get any better with a sock on your hand or something.
I just say, especially when it's cold out. If it's cold outside, fuck it, Vaseline. Fuck it. But if you like really like stickler and you like lotion, Jergens is good. Lubriderm is good.
There's got to be something in those that's really good. That like is wonder what that one ingredient is that makes those really good. Is it like coconut oil? Or?
I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure on Lubriderm, but Jergens is safe for babies and everything.
I think they take Lubriderm safe for kids.
Yeah.
Baby lotion is really good.
Yeah, baby lotion's good. What else? Those are the two I personally like. And that doesn't mean that there's not other ones on the market, but those are the two I get.
Huh.
Yeah.
I literally went downstairs.
Yeah, because it gets to the point, man. Like my fingers are just start cracking.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It's just like just a wide wound in my finger.
Yeah, I use vitamin E oil.
Dry.
If you're talking about that, God, what the hell's it called?
They make a hand soap where it can hydrate your skin again. Say if you had splits and stuff in your hands. Or
that's what I get.
Up. Yeah, there's a soap that you can buy to help it. I forgot what it's called.
But he's saying he's like in, what do you say, 12% humidity? That's nothing.
Well, that's because their heat's turning on more right now. So like,
outside is. Oh, you talking about in your basement?
Yeah, but your skin is just absorbing it's just drying out. I mean, every bit of water in the air, your body's just sucking it in like a dry pot. You know?
Yeah.
Are you drinking plenty of water?
Yeah, that's another thing. You gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
All right. Well, actually, I'm gonna shut down the YouTube. I'm gonna stay on Discord, but shut down the YouTube. So let's say bye to everyone. Everyone, give your Instagrams out before I shut down. Delman, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is God, what the hell? Absalom Farms. Absalom Farms on Instagram.
Okay. You got me mixed up when you hit me up, and I was like, "Who is this?"
Yeah, that was my business.
Low Cuts is just Low Cut, right?
It's Low Cut 8790.
What about you, Shen? Is yours you got an Instagram? Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, it's Shen _BA_540.
And everyone, Force Smash 20. If you haven't subscribed, I do this once a week on Thursdays for the East Coasters. I try to get it started around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Normally around 9 o'clock is when I go. We've actually gone 2 hours tonight. Hope everyone smokes good. Keep your thoughts and prayers in Ukraine, and have a good night.